Have you heard about this? In the world of tech, there's one job title that is causing an absolute frenzy right now: the AI engineer. I mean, companies are scrambling, salaries are through the roof, and there is an all-out talent war underway. But what do they actually do? Okay, let's dive in and decode one of the most in-demand and honestly misunderstood jobs in the world today. To really get a handle on the scale of this problem, just look at this number, 10 to 1. A recent report found that for every 10 open generative AI engineering jobs, there's roughly one single qualified candidate available. This isn't just a skills gap, folks. It's a chasm. It's a structural crisis that's creating this insane talent scarcity across the entire industry. And you know it's serious when this kind of scarcity forces even the biggest names in tech to get, well, creative. Take Elon Musk's xAI, for example. They are literally building what they call a small, elite unit of talent engineers. And their only mission? To hunt down the absolute best AI minds on the planet. I mean, think about that. This isn't recruiting anymore. It's like a special ops mission for talent. So, all of this brings us to the real question we need to answer in this explainer. Who are these engineers? And what on earth makes them so valuable that companies are building elite units just to find them? Okay, so at its very heart, the AI engineer is a builder. That's the key. They're the ones who build the critical bridge between these incredibly powerful foundation models, like GPT-4, and the actual products that you and I use every single day. They're not just researchers sitting in a lab. They're the architects who turn all that raw AI potential into practical, usable technology. Now, it's easy to get these roles mixed up, right? But here's where it gets clear. A data scientist, they might build you a brilliant model, but then they usually hand it off. Their job is kind of done. A software engineer, they can build a rock-solid application, for sure, but they might not grasp the deep, sometimes tricky nuances of the AI itself. The AI engineer is that crucial link. They're the one who does both. They build and deploy the AI system into a live environment where it can actually start doing something useful. And their day-to-day really shows this hybrid role. So forget the stereotype of a coder just sitting in a corner. They're managing R&D projects, they're architecting these massive, complex data pipelines, they're integrating the models into production, and this is key, they're constantly monitoring and tweaking those live systems. You see, they're connectors. They work across all these different teams to turn a company's big AI dream into something that actually performs. But here's the real kicker. The war for talent isn't just about finding somebody with the right job title. It's about finding someone whose skills can actually keep up with a technical battlefield that is changing. I mean, it feels like it's changing daily. And this has completely flipped the script on hiring. We've moved away from just looking for general experience towards what experts are now calling stack readiness. So what does that mean? It means companies aren't just asking, do you know AI anymore? Now they're asking, are you fluent in the specific tools, the platforms, the frameworks that we use to get AI into production right now? And when we say stack, we're not talking about knowing a couple of programming languages. Oh, no. I mean, just look at this. This shows you how deep that rabbit hole goes. We're talking about a whole sprawling ecosystem of technologies, from data pipelines and these things called vector databases, all the way to managing GPUs and model evaluation. Mastering this entire stack is what makes a candidate truly elite. Okay, so let's use this now, near, next framework to see where this is all going. Right now, most of us are in the augmented phase. We use AI tools to work a bit faster. But AI engineers, they're already living in the near future. They're building systems with advanced techniques like RAG, that's Retrieval Augmented Generation, which basically helps AI tap into outside knowledge. And they're pioneering the next phase, where they won't just build apps, they will literally orchestrate entire ecosystems of AI agents that all work together. So given this crazy scarcity and a skill set that's changing by the minute, it's really no surprise that the old ways of hiring, well, they're just failing. And this has forced companies to come up with a radical new playbook. This quote, I think, just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly captures the big shift that's happening. The talent just doesn't exist on the open market in the numbers that are needed. So the smartest companies have realized they cannot buy their way out of this problem. They have to build their way out by growing that talent from inside their own walls. And the data, it backs this up completely. A study from the Linux Foundation shows that a clear majority of companies, we're talking 56%, already prefer to upskill their current employees to fill these complex AI roles. That's huge. It shows they figured out that developing their existing talent is way more effective than just getting into a bidding war in an impossible job market. So how do they actually do it? Well, it's not random. There's a pretty clear 3-step strategy. First, They map out what they call adjacent pathways. They look for people in similar roles, like cloud or data engineering, who already have a strong foundation. Second, they build very specific training roadmaps to teach them the exact AI stack they need. And finally, they use things like hackathons to let them prove their new skills on a small project before making a full jump into a new role. It's smart. And this whole strategy of building talent isn't just a short-term fix for the hiring crisis. It's actually preparing the entire workforce for the future, for the trajectory of where this AI engineer role is headed. It's evolving from a hands-on coder into something much more strategic. The AI engineer of tomorrow is less of a mechanic and more of a conductor of a symphony. They won't just be writing code line by line. Instead, they'll be designing and orchestrating these incredibly complex systems of autonomous AI agents that can collaborate, adapt, and even build on their own. Their main job is going to be strategic oversight, not manual work. And that leaves us with this fascinating, almost philosophical question for the future of all technical work. As AI starts to take over more of the doing, are our roles shifting from being operators to being policy designers? Is the future of our jobs not about producing an output ourselves, but about supervising the intelligence that does it for us? It's a profound shift, and it completely redefines what it even means to be a builder in the age of AI.